The shocking courtroom storyline reached its conclusion this week. Coronation Street actress Beth Nixon has spoken about the ending of her character's storyline after Megan Walsh was convicted on every charge connected to the grooming and abuse of Will Driscoll. The emotional storyline entered the courtroom last month, with the outcome remaining uncertain as Megan presented a calculated defense while Will found it difficult to speak openly about everything he had experienced. For a while, it appeared Megan could avoid punishment. However, Friday's episode saw the jury return guilty verdicts for encouraging a child to engage in sexual activity and abusing a position of trust. Although the verdict cannot undo the pain and suffering Will and his family have endured, it offers a sense of justice and gives them hope that they can begin to move forward after such a devastating ordeal. Speaking on the Inside Soap podcast Soap Scoop, Nixon explained that despite the suspense surrounding the trial, the show's writers had always planned for Megan to be found guilty. She was never going to avoid justice by dying or anything like that, the actress said. From the beginning, we knew she would end up serving a prison sentence. Nixon added that the storyline was designed to highlight the legal process while also showing the emotional impact on Will and his loved ones, focusing on how they supported him throughout the ordeal and how the events affected the entire family. Nixon said it was vital for the storyline to demonstrate that people experiencing abuse can still find justice, even though that isn't always the reality. It's really important to show that if someone is being abused, there is a chance to get justice, she said. Sadly, that's not always how things turn out. She went on to explain that when producer Kate Brooks and the writing team developed the storyline, they drew inspiration from several recent real-life cases in which survivors successfully received justice. For now, it appears Megan's story has come to an end, especially after Nixon's previously announced exit from the soap. However, the possibility of the character returning in the future hasn't been ruled out. Nixon admitted she would happily return if given the opportunity, saying that Coronation Street is a wonderful place to work. She also joked that she'd enjoy seeing Megan cross paths with Lou Michaelis behind bars. Laughing about the idea, Nixon suggested that Lou would have no trouble putting Megan firmly in her place. Tyrone's world is turned upside down after Hope's actions in Coronation Street. Tyrone Dobbs is preparing to say goodbye to one parent, but an unexpected twist is about to introduce another into his life after a shocking revelation, one sparked by his own daughters. To say Tyrone's family history is complicated would be a serious understatement. Raised by his adoptive parents, Jackie and Darren Dobbs, Tyrone didn't meet his biological mother, Cassie Plummer, until 2023. After abandoning him at a police station when he was just a baby due to her struggles with drug addiction, Cassie's attempt to reconnect was met with understandable hesitation. Over time, however, Cassie managed to rebuild trust, turned her life around, and became the caring mother Tyrone had long missed. She also became a fan favorite through her job at Streetcars and her entertaining romance with Steve McDonald, which brought plenty of warmth and humor to the show. Sadly, Cassie's time on the cobbles is coming to an end, with actress Claire Sweeney leaving the ITV soap later this year to star in a stage production of Annie, the musical. But Tyrone won't be without a parent for long. His long-lost father, Ross Wilkes, is about to make his first appearance, played by veteran actor Ian Burfield. Earlier this year, Coronation Street producer Kate Brooks teased Ross's arrival, explaining that the character would enter the lives of Tyrone and Fizz at a time when Tyrone believes he has managed perfectly well without ever knowing his father. Despite Tyrone's reluctance, Ross is determined to build a relationship with his son after years apart. Brooks also hinted that Ross won't take long to catch the attention of one of the street's residents, setting the stage for a possible romance. She added that the storyline would place a strong focus on Tyrone and Fizz's relationship and the dynamics within their family. Ross's dramatic arrival is ultimately set in motion by Tyrone's daughters, Hope and Ruby, whose interference brings the long-hidden truth to light. In a preview clip, Tyrone is enjoying a meal with his family at the bistro when Hope and Ruby catch him completely off guard with an astonishing confession. The girls reveal they secretly collected one of Tyrone's DNA samples and submitted it to a genealogy website for testing. They also admit they contacted Ross online while pretending to be Tyrone, leading him to believe his son wanted to meet him. Moments later, Ross arrives at the restaurant, leaving Tyrone stunned by the unexpected encounter. As he struggles to process what's happening, Ruby proudly introduces the newcomer with a cheerful announcement, telling Tyrone to say hello to Daddy. Coronation Street hints at heartbreaking new storyline for Abby and Alfie. Coronation Street introduced the beginning of a troubling new storyline for Abby Webster, as viewers discovered dangerous black mold spreading throughout her flat. Although Abby remains unaware of the seriousness of the issue, the damp conditions have already started affecting her young son, Alfie, with the situation expected to worsen in the coming episodes. During tonight's episode, an increasingly frustrated Abby left yet another voicemail for her landlord after spending 2 weeks trying unsuccessfully to reach them. She complained about the persistent damp and an unpleasant smell that seemed to be getting stronger every day. After warning that she would take further action if nothing changed, Abby admitted to Leanne Battersby that she didn't even know who her landlord actually was. She explained that a leaking gully was causing the moisture problem and that it needed a proper repair rather than another temporary fix. Elsewhere, Leanne was dealing with problems of her own after discovering that her new partner, Idris Nazir, had switched her phone to silent. As a result, she missed an important visit with Sam Blakeman. Hoping to make amends, Idris sent her a large bouquet of flowers before later arriving at Speed Doll to apologize in person and ask for another chance. Just as Leanne agreed to forgive him, Abby walked into the restaurant while trying once again to contact her landlord by phone. To her complete surprise, a phone nearby began ringing. When Idris answered the call, Abby was stunned to realize that he was the mysterious landlord she had been trying to reach all along. Abby was furious as the truth came out, angrily confronting Idris over his deception. "It's you! You've been the one ignoring me all this time," she shouted. "You've been leading me in circles for weeks. You're my useless landlord, and now you've been caught." Later that evening, Abby returned home and lovingly settled Alfie into bed, reading him a bedtime story before saying goodnight. However, she became concerned after hearing his lingering cough and decided she would take him to see a doctor the following day. The episode ended with a chilling reveal as the camera focused on a large patch of black mold growing directly behind Alfie's bed. In upcoming scenes, Alfie's condition takes a frightening turn when he struggles to breathe and is rushed to hospital for emergency treatment. Idris is left horrified after discovering that the property he recently took ownership of has been linked to Alfie's hospitalization. Determined to find out how the dangerous conditions developed, he begins investigating the home's previous owner. Coronation Street continues to air on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.